Hello everyone, welcome to Rock Talk Happy Hour. My name is Mario, here with Kimberly, Britt, and Frank. This is a podcast about craft beer and music, where every episode we try different craft beers, we rate them, discuss them, and sometimes we learn a little bit about them, all while talking music-related topics. Britt, what's today's music-related topic?
Today we're going to be talking about kind of really ridiculous conspiracies in the music world.
Yep, conspiracy theories and myths. So any of that stuff. That was the topic we agreed on last episode, and this episode is also. Oh, sorry guys, a cat just like ran across me. This episode is also Britt's birthday episode.
Yeah!
Happy birthday, Britt!
Yay!
So for Britt's birthday episode, we actually have some like a sweet treat beers.
Oh,
so like
hey.
everything's kind of like in the realm of like a
Desserts.
sweet treat. Yeah, desserts or something like that.
Okay.
I also brought one of my favorite beers tonight, because there's one beer that I've had but we haven't had it on the show, and it's one beer that I keep going back to.
Okay.
It's a sour beer, but
I like
you guys haven't had it.
Okay.
Well, Kim has, and I hope you like it.
Yeah, I like sour
It's
beers.
a 5 out of 5 for me. But anyways, we'll get to it in a bit. Actually, do you want to start with that now?
Sure.
Let's start since. So, little segments before we kick off the topic. First one is, what are we drinking? Kim's drinking something. She's going to talk about it in a bit. But I think we'll go ahead and crack this one open to start off Britt's birthday episode. So
Yay!
Yes.
Happy birthday to me.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh.
Okay, so Britt, do you like? I don't even know if these are like vegetarian or whatever, or if there's vegetarian versions.
Okay.
Macarons?
I think that there are vegetarian versions because there are like gelatin substitutes out there in the dessert world.
Okay.
I forget, like tapioca flour or something like that.
Something like
that I
that,
think
yeah.
you can use to get that same consistency. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had them before?
I have.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, so this one is like I said, one of my favorite ones. I actually bought a 6-pack of this one. I was getting singles of this one frequently because I'm like, I don't know when they're going to stop making it. So we always talk about Martin House. Another Texas brewery that we have often here on the show. They're kind of, I think they kind of got the same track record as Martin House.
Okay.
It's 903 Brewers from Sherman, Texas. It's called French Bliss, and it's a Macron-inspired Berliner Weiss style ale. So it is a sour. So this is a Macron ale with raspberry, orange, milk sugar, white chocolate flavored, and almond flavored flavors. That's weird. I don't know why they. Oh, anyways,
It's a lot of flavors.
anyways. So this is a Macron beer, and I wanted to use this one to kick off Britt.
They
so.
are vegetarian, but they are not vegan.
That's right.
Because
Because it's egg, so it's not
Yeah.
gelatin. It's egg.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, the good thing
yeah.
is the beer doesn't have it. So that's,
Or like the
that's
marshmallow ones aren't vegetarian because they're like some people have like a marshmallow like s'mores one or something like.
Yeah.
All right. This is 5.5%, and you can look at the can. The can's nice, and whoever wants to do the honors and pour that.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's cute.
Elaborate.
French Bliss.
Elaborate.
Raspberry, orange, milk sugar, white chocolate flavored, and almond flavor.
Yeah.
Berliner Weiss.
Like I said, one of my favorites.
Flavor,
5 out.
flavor,
Yeah.
flavor.
Flavors.
Flavor Town.
Flavor Town. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I hope you guys like it. Damn, we should have rolled it first. That was my fault.
darn
That was
it.
my fault. Thanks. So I'll probably keep this one with me for the rest of the show for whatever's left. So like I said, I give this a 5.
Okay.
Britt, give it a smell. Yeah, that's a good idea, Frank. Give it a swish. This one actually has sediment too. It always has sediment.
Okay.
There's probably stuff at the bottom.
That one
but-
smells like a really nice creamy ice cream.
It does. It's nice. A
I
nice
like it,
smell.
yeah.
All right, give it a taste, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So I brought you an extra one, so you can have here because I had
Yay!
bought a 6-pack. So,
Awesome. Thank
so
you.
what? I like
I
this
like
one
it.
as a dessert.
Oh
beer.
my gosh, it tastes like cream soda.
It does.
Yeah?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I've been getting this beer for I think since November or December when probably November when I first saw it, and I keep going back to it. What do you rate it?
A 5.
5?
Yeah,
Kim?
I like that a lot. Yeah, it definitely it tastes like a cream soda. Like just barely, like you can just barely tell it's beer. It
That-
just
That's cool. I'm glad y'all like it. This is my go-to, like after we have dinner, and I'm like, oh, I want a beer, but I want something sweet.
Yeah.
I try to have one of those in the fridge. Or there's one other beer too that I try to keep in there, but this one,
good one.
Yeah. So, well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah,
And
yay.
we have
After
more.
last week, it's like we need
Oh, yeah,
some
last
good
week.
beers, man.
Well, I don't know what else. I don't know how the other ones are. So we'll see how the track record goes for the rest of the episode. Kim, what are you drinking? I know Kim just discovered something.
Yeah, we went to Total Wine
Not sponsored.
last weekend, not sponsored, and there was they do samples there.
Samples.
Yes,
Sometimes.
uh-huh.
So there's a man there. He was giving samples of a Paloma, a skinny margarita, and then a ranch water. This is Epic Western ranch water, and it's made with tequila and natural flavors. It's 10% alcohol by volume, 20 proof, and it's made with tequila blanco, 100% agave,
Okay.
blue agave. And he was telling me and everybody that a lot of the ranch waters that are on the shelves in cans, they have like a lot of sugar, or they have like just other things added to them that make them high calorie,
Okay.
or high carb or whatever. And he said this one actually has the ingredients listed on the can, and it's just carbonated water, tequila, sodium citrate, citric acid, and lime, lime juice, sea salt, and natural flavors.
Okay.
So it's very like pure. It's 1 gram of carbs, 0 sugar, and gluten free.
Okay.
And it's really good. So I had got on a ranch water kick, and I was just making them myself with the lemon sparkling water, the HEP lemon
yeah.
sparkling water, and then usually it's like 1800, or we have a rock and roll platinum 100%
Yeah.
agave tequila that I've been using because that's all we have, and then some lemon juice. And this is like me making it at home.
But it's
Oh, wow.
strong.
But
though.
already
strong.
canned.
But
And
it's strong though.
It's
Okay.
strong. I should have brought one to share. I'm probably gonna get more anyway.
Yeah.
They're a little on the pricey side, but they're really. I mean, it's tequila. So
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like
they're
ranch
really
water?
good.
I haven't really gotten into it much myself, but I'd be willing to try it for
Yeah.
sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly haven't tried much. Somebody made me one once, and I was like, I didn't like it so much. And
Yeah.
then
I had it one time from a cow trough.
For my
Uh,
cow truck. Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I was like, kind of like, what?
just stare. Okay, dad jokes.
Dad
yeah.
joke. I don't really I don't really go to tequila, but that was good. I like it.
Yeah, I actually the canned version, this Epic Western, is pretty strong. So I put the whole can in my tumbler, and then I put like a splash of the HEB lemon
The
sparkling water,
yeah.
just a little bit to like kind of put a
Lighten
little bit
it up
more
a
water.
little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some fresh lemon juice in
So
there.
obviously we're not sponsored, but you
No.
recommend it, right?
I do. It's a 5
And
for
Kim
me.
gives it a 5.
Okay.
All right. So
Cool.
we
And
love
the
that.
Good to
skinny
know.
margarita was good. The Paloma I didn't love, but it's because it's grapefruit.
Oh,
and I'm not
uh-huh.
a big. You have to like people. There's either people that love grapefruit or
Yeah.
don't, and that one wasn't the best one. The skinny margarita he said had monk fruit sweetener in it, so
Huh.
it's still low calorie, low like everything.
fruit?
Monk fruit.
the hell is that?
MONK.
It's a fruit.
I don't know. I don't know
Let's-
what it
I'll
is.
pull up a picture
but,
for you.
It's a fruit.
Which is
that-
also
yeah.
it's a good sugar substitute. It's not like they use like aspartame or anything weird. It's like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
pure type of
Yeah.
sweetener.
Oh, I just never heard of that. That's
Um,
crazy.
It's not pretty.
No,
Oh, that's weird. I
So
think I've
it's,
seen that before, but
it's also
looks-
very calorie, carb, sugar friendly too. And usually stuff like that has the weird taste if it's
Yeah.
not sugar.
yeah.
But that one was really good, so I think I'll probably get a
It
4-pack
says
of those
the-
and a 4-pack of these.
The extract is 150 to 250 times sweeter than table sugar, has 0 calories
What
and
the-
carbs, and does not raise blood glucose levels.
Holy, what the hell?
Yeah, so apparently it's a
It's a very
pretty
healthy,
potent sweetener, but
potent
not good for
sweetener.
you.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised they
I mean,
don't-
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not bad for you.
Yeah, so I think I'll probably get some of those and then more of these.
Huh.
Okay, cool.
Well,
But
maybe-
like I said, they were like, it was a 4-pack,
Yeah.
and it was like almost $20.
Oh, yeah, that is pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, tequila.
Yeah, tequila can
But I
be
feel like you
expensive.
could make that yourself. I mean,
Yeah,
when
you
you're
could
making it
definitely
yourself, it's cheaper.
because I
but-
could buy a bottle of 1800 for $20 and
Yeah.
then get like and make it to my
Yeah,
strength,
yeah.
strongness level and have
Yeah, yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something that's like you're going
Already
somewhere and you're
made.
like, I'm not going to take a bottle. And,
Yeah,
and
if you're going to
water
the
and
beach or
everything.
the river or something and you can't have glass, you
Yeah.
know, and you
Yeah.
want to have cans
Recommend.
ready to go.
Not sponsored. Epic
Cool.
Western.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. All right. So that's what are we drinking, and then we'll get some more beers later. Britt's drinking water. Frank's drinking
And
tea.
I have wine also
Oh,
because it's
okay.
been a rough day.
Oh, okay. What kind of wine are you drinking?
I have no idea. It was a birthday gift
Oh,
that I
sweet.
got
Oh.
yesterday, so I opened it.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't need to get
Poured a
specific.
glass.
You're drinking.
Yeah.
wine.
It's red.
It was hidden behind the water. All I saw
Oh.
was water. So I was like, oh, she's drinking water. Again. Let's see. Okay, so next segment is Hangover, where we talk about things from previous topics that we didn't get to bring up or, that we want to mention now. Anyone have any hangover?
No.
I-
I mean, not personally, but
This guy.
I know. Technicality.
We have hangover.
I have a
No.
hangover.
Yeah, I have hangover.
No,
too.
I'm just thinking about how some nonsensical songs became hits.
Oh,
You know?
well, I think
Yeah.
most of the ones on our list from last episode were
Like what?
Yeah, popular.
popular. Yeah.
Like, what did the Fox say? How did,
Oh.
how did that become a hit?
Oh my god.
that
Those
was
dumb ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, that's a different episode. Like
Yeah.
stupid songs that became hits or whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a good one. Good job.
Thank you.
Britt, what you got?
I heard it in the car the other day, and I was like, you know what? These lyrics are real dumb, and and I love the Smiths. You'll know I love the Smiths.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a song called "Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others."
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What the hell?
And that's all it says. It just says, from the ice age to the dole age, there is but one concern I've discovered. Some girls are bigger than others, and some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers. And that's really all the song says.
I hope that song's not 5 minutes long.
Okay.
It's long enough. I mean, it's like a... Yeah. And then it says, as Antony said to Cleopatra as he opened a crate of ale, some girls are bigger than others.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty. That's definitely. Yeah, that should definitely go on the
Alrighty
list.
then.
So I was like, damn, that one's dumb. Yeah.
My hangover is a little bit lengthy. If no one has anything else, no.
Kim? No?
No. Okay. So 2 episodes back, the first episode of the year, we brought up a list that ended up being a book. I don't know how we came to it, but it was we mentioned 1,001 albums you must listen. I mean, you must hear before you die.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So then last episode, I came back with more information, and I said, "Hey guys, it's a book by this. He was a writer for who was he a writer for? I had this shit written down. Where is it? I'm thinking about somebody else. I got sidetracked. Okay. Anyways, his name was Robert Dimery, right? And he published the book in 2005. We talked about it a little bit last episode where I talked about what genres he did. So he basically covered every genre from hip hop to world music. The only thing that he didn't touch was classical
Oh,
and
that's right.
soundtracks. So those are the only like 2 categories that he didn't really touch. But pretty much every genre you could think of. So I said, well, let me 2 episodes back. I said, let me do the top 10. Right?
Yeah.
So we read the top 10 and we're like, oh man, these are
We
all
didn't know
old.
Yeah.
several of them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all old. So I said, all right, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the bottom 11 because it goes to
Yeah.
1001. So I'm doing my research and I found out more about the book. So the reason why those top 10 were so old is because the list was, and this was more information I got on top of what I had said last episode, which was not much. The time frame was between the 1950s to present. So they started from the 50s in chronological order. So they weren't ranked in order by like, oh, this
Of all
like,
time,
Of all
like,
time, it was just
what the-
1001, and they were ranked by like, okay, let's start from 1950. The best ones in 1950. Best ones 1951, 52,
Oh.
53,
Weird.
54. Yeah.
Oh.
So it just went on, right? So
Okay.
and I didn't know that. I was like,
No.
okay, interesting. Another thing I learned, there was different editions. So that list was updated per edition. So let me tell you the editions. So the editions was the original one was in 2005.
Okay.
Then there was one in 2010, 2013, 2016, 2018, and the most recent one was 2021. So what happened was for those years of those 2 years of releases, he would update the list. So some would get taken out, and then new ones would get put
Oh.
in to
Okay,
fit the
well, that's fair.
1001. So I found out that online, thank you discogs.com, they actually compiled the list, but they didn't take out the ones that were taken out. They just added the ones for the year.
I see.
So
So it starts becoming just a longer
yeah,
list.
so a longer list. So Discogs ended up updating it all the way up to 2021.
Uh-huh.
And I think there ended up being 1,086 songs.
Wow.
So there's a couple of things that I found. Do y'all want to hear the bottom 11 of the
Yes.
2005?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you guys.
That's the original. That's the first edition.
This is the first
Okay.
edition, yeah, and then I'll read you the bottom 10 from 2021.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the bottom 11 from 2005, starting at 1001, going down. And I'm going to say the year too because they're in chronological order, so you can see where they're at. Kind of sucks because we're only going to get stuck in those
Right.
last couple
I
years.
see. I see.
White Stripes, Get Behind Me, Satan, 2005. Beck, Guero, 2005. Next one, MIA, Are You Aller, 2005. I don't know how to pronounce that. Next one, Kings of Leon, Aha, Shake, Heartbreak, 2004. Next one, The Killers, Hot Fuss, 2004. Next one, The Zootons, Who Killed the Zootons, 2004. Rufus Wainwright, Want To, 2004. This band called The Streets, their album's called A Grand Don't Come Free, 2004. Band called Liars, They Were Wrong, So We Drowned, 2004. TV on the Radio, Desperate Youth, Bloodthirsty Babes, 2004. CeeLo Green, his album CeeLo is the Soul Machine, 2004. And the last one to round out that bottom 11, Kanye West, College Dropout from 2004. So those are the bottom ones from the 2005 edition. So I was a little curious, and I'm like, well, let me keep going. I want to see what else was there since it's chronological. I thought it was shuffled.
Yeah, it should be because you're
Yeah.
saying. I mean, if you're saying that there's a rank and order, and that the higher up you are on the list, the higher quality it is. I mean, right?
Yeah,
There-
that's
you
what
would
it made.
think-
It's misleading.
Well,
yes, I agree.
It doesn't really say that. It just says 1,000 albums you must listen to. It doesn't really.
Okay, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
say
yeah.
the best of all
No,
time.
It doesn't say
and-
best of all time.
But
Okay,
does this
okay.
guy, does this critic have criteria?
yeah,
Well,
this
the
is important.
criteria was just that. Oh, so it was.
It makes your booty shake.
Yeah, he said it was all the criteria that I saw was talented artists with, I guess, good music. That's pretty
The
much what it
skills
was.
to pay the bills.
Yeah, and it was like, and it didn't say anything about like, oh, this was the popular album at the time, whatever. It's just saying these albums are put together so well, and these are, that you got to listen to them. So I'm shuffling around still 2005, right? And I was curious about the 99s and the 2000s, right? I was like, let me go in there. So this kind of was a shocker to me. I was like, what the? So at number 908, Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish from the year 2000 was on there.
Wow.
That was a shocker to me, right? And the reason why it was a shocker,
I disagree.
yeah, I disagree too.
It should be higher.
No. But it's not ranked, remember?
I must listen to it.
So I'm going backwards, right? 2001.
Nostalgia,
I skimmed
sure.
through 2001, and it kind of bugs me a little bit that Toxicity's not in there. Because that whole album is like, so I'm like, whatever, I'm biased, right? So I'm going down, but then when I saw Chocolate Starfish, I'm like, wait, hold up. So then I'm going down, number 911, Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park is on there from the year 2000. 886, you got Slipknot's Self-Titled from 99. You have Metallica's S&M, number 896 from 99. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, number 895 from 99 as well, which we listened to recently.
Yeah, we did.
And we got kind of bored.
Did y'all
Yeah,
have a
we got
dance
kinda
party?
No, we didn't.
No.
Kim did. I was watching.
I was like that.
I was just
Wasn't one of
You were
her
watching.
best albums. I would say it's not like. Of course, it's the one that put her
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there, but I think there's better
Yeah, because we were listening to it. We're like, yeah, this is good. This
at
is
first,
good.
and then it got like slow and weird.
It
And
gets-
I had that album when I was younger, and I
Yeah.
kind of forgot exactly like how it. The turn that it made,
Yeah.
and I was just like, ooh, like,
Yeah.
weird.
And then, so the whole Toxicity thing happened. And then when I went down further, actually their System of a Down self-titled album was on the list at 872 from 1998. So a System album did make it, just not Toxicity, which was really weird to me. I probably would have swapped out the self-titled for Toxicity, but that's just my opinion. So do you guys want to hear the bottom 10 for the 2021 edition?
I mean, I probably won't know
Okay.
much of it.
Yeah, same. So this ended up being between 2018 and 2021. So these were the bottom 10. Starting at, I guess, whatever the last number would, I guess it would have been 1001. Jasmine Sullivan, Hawk's Tales from 2021. Next one, Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club from 2021. Next one, Frank's Girl, Taylor Swift, Evermore. Evermore from 2020. Next one is a band called Salt, SAULT. It says Untitled Black Is in parentheses. I think that was some kind of like R&B album. That was from 2020. This one was kind of weird to me. I was like, 2020. Fiona Apple, Fetch the Bolt Cutters from 2020. Next one, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Ghost Teen from 2019. Michael Kiwanuka, his album Kiwanuka from 2019. Little Sims, Gray Area 2019. Casey Musgraves, Golden Hour from 2018. And then the last one, Christine and the Queens, which was like indie pop. Her album Chris from 2018. So yeah, it's really weird. I was going through it, the Discogs list, and it's interesting. So what's cool is that if you're interested about that year, which is like if that's your like this is your time frame of music, you can just go to that year and be like, okay, let me see what made it on the list and if any of my favorite albums were, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of cool that it's in chronological order, but it's also kind of weird because there's no like.
It's not actually ranked. It's
just
chronological.
It's just chronological.
So the numbers don't mean anything. It's just
you
gotta listen to these albums.
Yeah,
and there's no like actual judgment of quality.
Yeah, and it's just a label. Like it's kind of weird how it's like 1001. Why not just make it 1,000? Like here's 1,000 albums. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. And then like every year the list. Well, every couple years the list changes. It gets updated. Yeah. But yeah, I just found that
so
really
when they
interesting.
update the list, are they keeping it 1001?
Yeah. So when
they just knock the top ones off and squish some more?
So like, what happens is with the book. So in the book version, they're I guess finding which ones to take out. Maybe they make note in that edition and be like, okay, this one is a maybe that we can take out. So when the new year comes out and there's 2 more years of new albums, they'll take some out to make room for the 10 that they want to squeeze in.
Okay, so it's not just like pushing it up and removing the top.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not doing that. So what they'll do is they'll move some to make room for the new year to put on top. But there's a couple of people that have done it, but Discogs was the main one I was using. They're just adding to the list,
so you can see the whole thing.
So you can see the whole thing. Yeah. So they're just adding whenever they come, which makes but I guess the book would get bigger every year if they did that.
You know, and I want to point out that you said the writer doesn't do soundtracks.
Yeah, he doesn't do soundtracks.
One of the best-selling albums of all time is a soundtrack for The Bodyguard. 28.7 million worldwide. 18 million of those just in the U.S.
Dang.
So maybe Homeboy's got to reconsider.
Damn, fun fact.
That's so interesting. I had no idea. If you had told me to guess which soundtrack, I would have never thought The Bodyguard.
I thought it was a different soundtrack. Like I would have guessed if you would have given me a second, I probably would have guessed. What soundtrack would I have guessed?
Frozen.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculously popular.
Britt, what soundtrack would you have guessed? I was thinking like something like in the Grease area.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. That's a tough one because you have to think about what other people like, not what we like.
Yeah. Well, like I don't like Grease, but I just
that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't like Frozen, and
I've
never seen The Bodyguard, y'all. I'm sorry.
And actually, I've never. And me, without knowing that The Bodyguard was the best-selling one, personally, I would have thought The Sound of Music. Just because
it's like a musical.
It's very popular, and you know, a lot of today's people grew up with it as kids. You know, so I mean, it's been generational. So I would have thought maybe that one would be the best-selling soundtrack.
I think I just saw that movie like 2 years ago for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were playing it for Christmas. And then they showed it again this past year, and we ended up watching it. Well, it was on TV, but
that's sweet.
But yeah, I had never seen
The Bodyguard,
it before.
and that main song on that soundtrack is not Whitney Houston's song; it's Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a cover. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why he doesn't do soundtracks, because there's covers on there. So yeah. So and I think he was sticking to original stuff. He was also there was another piece of criteria. I think he was only putting albums out on the list that were available to everybody. So like not like these one-off albums that were only available like in some places, or like they don't make them anymore. It's albums that are still accessible.
I see.
So I thought that was pretty cool too. But that was another piece of his criteria. I'm actually interested in one of these books. But I mean, I could probably just look it online. But you know, whatever. It was his idea. Might as well give him some credit, right?
Yeah.
if no one else has any hangover, we can go on to news.
News, yeah.
News? Okay. Next segment, brews and news and brews. I have just a couple of pieces, but does anyone have anything?
Yeah, just a couple for me too. So Jane's Addiction are going to be touring again this first quarter of the year, and these are dates leading up to the South American Lollapalooza. Dave Navarro, however, will not be joining the band, as previously he skipped out. When we saw them open for Smashing Pumpkins, it was Troy Van Leeuwen of A Perfect Circle and Queens of Stone Age who filled in for him. And now on this current upcoming tour, it's going to be Josh Klinghoffer, formerly of Red Hot Chili Peppers, filling in for him.
Oh, that's a crazy Red Hot Chili Peppers connection.
And
right.
But they're working on music.
Yeah.
Right now, Jane's Addiction has a new album in the works.
Wait, are they working with Navarro or are they working with
They're working
Josh?
with Navarro. It's just
Okay.
Dave Navarro can't tour right now because he's still suffering the effects of long COVID.
Oh, that sucks.
Whoa,
And
what the
so,
hell?
yeah, but I mean, he's
He's
doing
still
all right.
suffering the
He's doing
effects
all right.
of bad tattoos.
Maybe.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to say
He's
it.
doing okay, but I think it's just, maybe touring might, take a toll on his body. So he's just, keeping it cool. He might do it like little one-offs, but I think like full-scale touring is something he probably just can't do right now. So hope he gets better. And yeah, it is crazy. You mentioned how, Josh Klinghoffer and Dave Navarro and the Chili Pepper
Peppers.
connection.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's why when you said when they were working on the album, I was like, well, who's gonna be on the album? That's interesting.
Right, yeah.
Also,
what else you got?
they announced the lineup for the Cruel World Fest in LA,
Yes.
which is a
So the Cruel World Fest is basically like an 80s kid's dream come true. Last year was a very, very stacked lineup. It was, Morrissey, there was Bauhaus, there was Devo, there was all the 80s bands you could think of.
Who's on it this year?
Susie and the Banshees, Iggy Pop, Billy Idol, Love and
shit.
Rockets, Echo and the Bunnymen, Adam Ant, The Human League, Gary Newman, Gang of Four, Modern English, The Vapors.
Damn, they're still playing.
Animotion. It's like,
That's cool.
yeah, super good.
It's crazy these festivals that are like catering to like that time era, like that era now. Like you had
when we were young.
when we were
When we
young,
were young,
then
yeah.
Sick New World. Now, this one was this was the second year or no? Or
This
it's
is
been
the
going
second
on.
year. And
yes,
Frank and I had tickets for the first one, but then COVID happened, and then it
It just
switched around, and it was delayed by a couple years, so we didn't end up going. But we're thinking about this one. I think mainly because of Love and Rockets for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because I've already seen, honestly, most of the lineup I've already seen. But Love and Rockets, they haven't done anything, done any shows together since
Back
I
in
don't
the
even know.
90s.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, New Order announced a tour that's going to be, it's mostly Texas and then one Louisiana date. So I think they're going to be playing Houston
Ooh.
here. One other, so it's
Oh,
just
shoot.
it's just a
I know,
Texas,
we're all like,
it's
wait,
just a
what?
it's just a Texas and Louisiana date. I think New Orleans
Hey.
is the only Louisiana date, so it's only 5 dates, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Four here in Texas and then one in Louisiana. I don't know what the dates are. I didn't really get that, but actually, let me see if I can pull it up. I saw it on Instagram. I thought y'all would have been interested in that, or if y'all would have known about that.
It says March 11th at the AT&T Center.
Yep, there you go.
Whoa.
Holy shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, but I know it's
Factory
only
in Deep Ellum,
Yeah.
and then here, Houston,
Yep.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah, so I think it's only 5 dates total. I think. But I just saw that today, and it kind of seemed like they had just announced it. Maybe it's been a while, but I just saw the post today.
$209 each.
It's because these are South by Southwest
Oh, it's
shows.
They-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's
That's
like
weird.
they're playing South by?
Yeah, they're playing. Yeah, and they're just playing dates to
Just because they're here.
just to yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yes,
know that.
That's
Okay.
why.
They did a tour with the Pet Shop Boys, co-headlining recently, but I think we missed that.
The last piece of news I have, unless Frank has more, Ghost. I talk about Ghost here and there. So they have a song called Spillways. It was one of their singles. It was released last year because their album came out last year, Para. So they released a new version of that song yesterday, and it features Joe Elliott, vocalist of Def Leppard, on vocals.
Oh, wow.
So that album is very 80s rock influenced, and yeah, so first they released a teaser. It was basically Joe Elliott like at some Irish pub, and they're doing karaoke, and some guy's telling him, "Oh, you should sing a song." And then he goes on stage, and he picks Spillways, and instead of singing, he gets possessed.
Okay.
And so he gets like stuck, like just uttering bullshit. And then I think later on that night they released the track, and it's him singing the song, but it's so weird to me because there's no difference in the song. I was like, meh, like it was an interesting idea, and like it seemed like a fun idea too, especially since that album was influenced by that era. But his vocals sound pretty damn close to Tobias's. Like Frank, you got to listen to it and tell me what your opinion is.
Okay.
Because I heard it and I was like, it's fine. It's like whatevs. Like it was a cool idea, but it just, dude, their voices sound fucking identical. So crazy.
I feel like, yeah, I saw something about that. I just didn't click on it because I was, in a hurry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw something about that.
Nah, it was whatevs. But when you get a chance,
listen
to it. I'll put it on a Spotify playlist so everyone can check it out. But yeah, I like Def Leppard.
I did read a Hard Times article.
Oh no, that's
about Ghost.
Hard Times.
What did it say?
And how the band's touring assistant was having trouble identifying the lunch orders for the Nameless Ghouls.
That's funny. that's funny.
That would be challenging.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's why you go off the symbols. Well, I don't think they use symbols anymore. They used to, but they used to use like alchemy symbols. Yeah. And I think they used to have patches too for their symbol. But anyways, so I guess we can go into the topic.
Whew, it only took us like an hour.
I know. Before, and it's funny because I only have like one thing.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what?
I know. I tried.
I have 0. I know. This week was like a...
Yeah.
I understand for sure. I understand that.
But we can always have a part 2 to this episode if we want later on. So because I was actually digging through stuff, but it was nothing that was interesting for me to talk about because I was like, people have heard about this 100 times. People heard about this 100 times. Mm-hmm. Like just right off the bat, like Robert Johnson and or stuff about I forgot because I was skimming through it, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. But anyways, beer.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
If y'all want to do that.
I had magic on the brain all week.
Oh, you had magic on the
I
brain?
had magic on the brain.
Magic on the brain.
All week.
Yeah, so Kim's a magician.
Yeah. I told Mario earlier, I was like, I can now say that I'm a beautician, a musician, and a magician.
There you go.
There you
So
go.
if you need a magic show for your birthday party, bar mitzvah, whatever.
Yeah, she's got the skills. The Holy Trinity.
The most dangerous combination.
Right. I could do your hair for your party, play a couple songs for you, and do a magic show.
There you go.
Britt, what do you want to try? There's a new released, it's newly released by Martin House, a double berry sour. I think it's what is it? Blueberry and blackberry.
Okay.
So it just came out and it's part of the little Alien Bear series.
Okay.
The first
She
one
said, is it with or with lactose?
I know, that's always the key.
it's without lactose.
Okay.
So the first one in their little series was a pineapple jalapeno. Then the one after that was a strawberry kiwi, and this is the third one in that series, double berry. The other one we could try is we have a watermelon and we have a sugar cookie still from like December.
Well, let's go in order of the one that I'm least excited about, which is the berries.
Berries. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll work our way up because I am excited about sugar cookies and watermelons.
Okay, cool.
Because it's a watermelon life.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that. Okay. So this one, Martin House just came out with this not too long ago. Look at the can. The artwork is just cute as hell.
Okay, yeah.
A little
it is cute. They're
blueberry,
two bears.
blackberry
yeah.
bear. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're cute.
So the beers in this series all have these little alien bears, and they're pretty cool. The artist is pretty awesome. So this is called Double Berry again from Martin House Brewing from Fort Worth, Texas. It's a sour ale with blueberries and blackberries, 8% ABV. So it's probably gonna have a little punch. So Kim, I'll let you do the honors. Do a little
no kidding.
roll it on the table a little bit. Get the berries shaking. And then we'll see what this is, and then we'll jump into the topic. And when we get there, Frank, I'll let you kick us off.
Sure.
Britt, do you have anything?
I have 3.
3. Okay. Like I said, I got 1. So
I don't think Frankie and I are going to overlap.
That's 4 more than me.
Probably not.
But
yeah, I tried, and I was looking, and like I said, there was stuff that I was like, maybe Frank will mention it, or maybe we could throw it in just to talk about real quick at the end of the show.
that's a pretty beer.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It looks like
It looks like the can.
It looks like the that beet one that we had.
Oh, yeah, that beet one was very good.
Dang, it looks. I don't know what.
Did you have that beet beer
No,
with
Red
us?
grape juice. I don't think I had a
Damn
beet
it.
beer.
Okay.
Looks like
We weren't sure it was gonna be. We weren't sure if that beer was gonna be good or
smells
not. It ended up
good.
being awesome. Okay, so
It smells like all of our house beers.
Oh wow,
They all smell the same.
it smells very.
No,
it has
not,
a
not the
berry.
pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the-
That
No,
one
not the
smells
pizza.
much worse than this.
this one smells like berries though,
It does.
like berry candy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Britt, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
And give it a rating. It's not bad.
No, the flavor's good. It is sour.
It's just the sour that punches hard, yeah, but the flavor is pretty good.
yeah,
It's
you can
very
taste.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very-
But
I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's sour.
Yeah, it is sour.
It is sour.
I give it a 5. I like the flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it.
Go for it. It's
Yeah.
a little medicinal-ish to me.
Okay, what do
Okay.
you give it?
3.9.
3.9. And I'm not gonna let
4.
Kim persuade me this time. 4. Okay.
You are getting persuaded.
No, I definitely don't taste that, which is cool. Britt, what do you give it?
Okay. The second sip. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go 4.
4. Okay.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say 3.5. Second sip is better. Like once I
Yeah,
kind of calm down from the initial reaction.
Yeah, I think
because it is sour.
The thing that sucks about these is like that first sour hit is
Ooh,
hard, and then
yes.
after that you kind of get like acclimated to it or whatever. And
Yes,
you're like,
uh-huh.
okay, and then you could taste the flavor. But
Exactly.
yeah, it's not bad so far. So far, so good, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, much better than last week.
And like I said, 8%. That's crazy. It doesn't taste like 8%.
No, no.
So-
it
so
just
crazy.
well, you kind of can't taste it past the sour.
Yeah. Frank, go ahead and kick us off.
All right, so I've got quite a little list here.
Here we go.
I know. I'm gonna start off with Dave Grohl, and this goes back to 2015 when Foo Fighters were performing a show in Gothenburg, Sweden, and Dave Grohl fell off stage, broke his leg,
Oh,
and the theory is that he didn't really break his leg.
oh boy.
That it was all just a gimmick to drum up sympathy and ticket
What?
sales for their European tour.
Hold on, I just want to say real quick. Why would they need to?
I know.
It's the Foo Fighters. Also, I
Right.
read his book. That's in the book.
Isn't that
which is
when
very
he
interesting.
started sitting in the
In the
guitar
throne?
throne?
Yeah, he had a throne built for him,
Yep.
and
Oh, and Axl Rose borrowed
Axl
it, right?
Rose borrowed it.
Axl Rose borrowed it too.
Somebody
Yeah,
else borrowed it too. I don't remember
but I
who
think
it was.
the whole thing was that they were doing, it was a combination of festival dates and headlining shows in Europe, and the theory was that their headlining shows weren't selling very well, so Dave Grohl decided to fall off stage, break his leg, and drum up sympathy from the audiences and be like,
Frank, did you see this article on like The Onion or something?
I know, right?
no.
It's just in
No.
frankienews.com.
And apparently, but apparently also too, people think it didn't really happen because of the lack of footage of him falling from
Oh
stage.
boy. People are so crazy.
Which
Yeah,
is,
people are crazy.
I looked around. There's some footage, but not like rail footage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can clearly see him falling off the stage. He probably fell like 20 feet or something.
Oh,
I mean,
dang.
those
Yeah.
festival stages are tall.
Oh boy, that's scary.
And yeah, I mean, he
So-
broke his leg. He announced it to the audience
Yeah,
while he
yeah.
was, being tended to, and they got him back up, and they continued their set.
Dang.
And
What?
I just want to
Yeah.
say that
That's insane.
getting to that part in the book was crazy because he's telling the story from like his obviously it happened to him. So like he's saying like how like they gave him a shot of like whiskey and like they just pulled him off real quick. He bit on his wife. Like his wife had something and he bit on it and
They're like setting him.
They're
a little
setting
kind
the
of
they're
as
setting the
best they
bone in.
could.
And so here's
Yeah.
the thing though, they couldn't finish wrapping it because they didn't have the stuff. So like Dave Grohl didn't want to postpone it more. So that's when they took him to the stage to finish performing, and the doctor is holding his bone in place
The
while
whole-
the
While
whole
he's-
for the rest of the
oh,
show while
That's
Yes.
wild.
And like he
The
said
doctor
that,
thought it was wild to like be on that end to see all
Yeah.
the crowd there.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
I'm sure.
like,
Wow.
and
He was
the-
speechless.
Yeah,
He
and
was-
the doctor was like, well, he's never been in that position, and
No.
like he starts
No, of
rocking
course.
out.
Oh, no way.
Because like he's there and like he's getting into it. Like Dave
Yeah.
Grohl's like just like on adrenaline and whiskey.
Yeah.
of
Oh
course,
my
yeah, yeah.
And
gosh.
the doctor's like literally holding his fucking. It's
Oh, that's
crazy,
crazy.
but
Yeah.
that is crazy that some people would think.
And
that.
Dave Grohl
Yes,
is
of
no
course.
he's no stranger to falling.
Yeah.
No, we watched
On
a
stage
compilation
and off
last
stage.
night.
Yeah, so
There's a compilation.
it was,
Yes,
okay, so
yes.
it wasn't a compilation of Dave Grohl falling,
Exclusively, but it was like
but it was like, you know, stage,
musicians.
It was like musicians falling off stage, right, or something.
wow, that's crazy.
And out of like
But-
the 20 clips, maybe Dave Grohl was on a third of those.
Holy shit,
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
crazy.
That's
Damn.
like,
sure.
yeah, he's got a balancing
myth
problem.
busted.
Yeah,
He's
myth
a
busted.
faller.
Yeah,
yes,
no.
that's so
Faller.
silly because I think that myth relies on the fact that people are going to buy tickets for a show out of sympathy.
I know,
Like, who
right?
does that? It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I feel real sorry
I
for
feel
that
real
band. I'm
bad
going to buy
for
tickets.
Dave
Yeah,
Grohl.
come
Yeah,
on.
that's not how that works.
No,
And also,
but,
too,
but people
isn't.
people do say stuff like that.
And also, too, 3 or 4 years later, Foo Fighters returned back to Gothenburg, Sweden on a headlining show. And when the band was coming out, as a prank, the band had a guitar tech dressed as Dave Grohl come out on stage, you know, with the rest of the band, and he falls and pretends to break his leg again. So everybody thinks it's
this
happening
guy.
all over again. But then, you know, Dave Grohl, the actual Dave Grohl, comes out and pretty much just pranks, you know, the whole audience.
That's nah. Well, yeah, that's a pretty weird one. I have a weird one too, but I'm gonna save mine for later because that's. But still, it's just people like coming up with stuff out of their ass, basically.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, what the
for
hell?
sure.
Yeah.
So-
No, yeah, that's all I was gonna say. That's stupid. Who wants Britt? You want to
Sure.
Go? Okay.
So this one is funny, and I remember this when I was a teenager that this was swirling about.
Uh-huh.
And the theory is that Dustin Diamond, the actor who was in Saved by the Bell, is the brother to Michael Diamond, who is Mike D from the Beastie Boys, and that they are both the sons of Neil Diamond.
That's stupid.
And it's all, and even now, I typed in Dustin Diamond and Michael Diamond related, and it comes up the first thing in big bold. Dustin Diamond's brother is Michael Lewis Diamond, better known as Mike D, who is the American rapper and founding member of the hip hop group the Beastie Boys.
What?
Nope.
Wow.
Crazy. Wow.
Definitely not. Mike D, born and raised in New York,
Yeah.
right? Dustin Diamond, California. I mean, they don't know it, and there's no correlation other than the
Than the
last
last
name.
name.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I guess people are like, oh, well, they kind of look alike, and it's like, they have like, you know,
Similarities,
obvious
but-
kind of noses or something. But I mean, no, that doesn't mean they're related. They don't know each other. Nothing. So extra silly, but that was definitely one that was spreading all over town.
There's one that I didn't have it on my list, but it reminds me of this because you said, well, the TV show because of Saved by the Bell. and
Saved by
stuff.
the Bell, yeah.
There was one going around when we were in high school, Frank and I and Kim, that it was that Marilyn Manson
Yeah.
played the kid on the Wonder
Yes.
Years.
Yes, and that was on my list today.
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
it's
sorry,
It's
sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, no, the actor is what, Josh Saviano?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
real actor, and everyone was saying like back when, like, oh yeah, he
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
the kid in the Wonder Years and blah. Which
Well,
he
the
looked
funny-
like him then, but
Yes.
Yeah, he
Paul,
looked like him
Paul
then. Yeah.
Pfeiffer
Yeah,
was his
yeah,
name
yeah.
in the show. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is like I read an article where he talked about that.
Oh shit.
Josh Saviano did.
Uh-huh.
He talked about that rumor, and
What'd
he was
he
talking
say?
about how like it started in like '94, right when the internet was like super baby brand new, but it was popular amongst college kids. So it was kind of college kids that were starting to piece together
Right.
this thing.
Those
and,
bastards.
And he said that he thought about, and he was in college too at the time. And so he kept hearing about this rumor, and he started to like plot with some friends, like, oh, Marilyn Manson's going to come play a show near our campus. What if I just go hop up on stage with them and we'll like, you know,
Yeah,
debunk
yeah.
this? And he said he never did it, but he was actually ended up feeling really glad that he didn't because he likes it. He thinks it's hilarious.
Oh, that's
well,
cool.
and then it just like kept on for years and years, right? Like some people are still convinced.
Yeah.
And now he's like a corporate lawyer in New York City. He's a corporate attorney. Yeah. But there was something else too.
Who,
there
Marilyn
was
Manson?
some.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No,
he
and-
needs lawyers.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that, you know, because the actor was never heard from again,
Yeah.
people were, you know, a lot of theorists think that his way of coping with being a child star is he became a rock star.
Yeah, of course,
They
of
don't
course.
even look the
But
same.
no, of
Well,
course not.
I mean-
but he said also that people have also started rumors that he is Lady Gaga.
Oh, it's because of the nose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
connecting the
and
nose.
that,
yeah.
and that he is also the Black Keys drummer Patrick Carney.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I
he's
could see
like,
that a little
and he
bit
said
more, but-
they're like super talented, so I'm totally stoked to like
That's
be rumored to
funny.
be these people. It's awesome. So he
That's-
just lets it go on.
That's hilarious.
And
for-
another weird rumor, speaking of Lady Gaga, is that she is.
An alien.
No. So
No.
it's got something to do with how she is actually an extra from the show Boy Meets World.
Okay.
But I mean, she could be. What's the?
I know. Why is that like some conspiracy?
So the
or
whole
something?
thing is that she was like a very minor extra, and the whole Boy Meets World thing is that she had a sex change, and
Oh,
she's
so
actually
she was
so
a
she was a
male
male
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
extra.
skipped
Oh,
that
you
part,
skipped that
Frankie.
part,
and she's actually a boy, and now she's meeting the world, and that's why she's
Oh,
this
good lord.
this
So
weirdo,
somehow,
according
even
to
though
people.
she's like some obscure extra, the whole show's about her, and the name of the show's about her.
Yeah.
People are the dumbest,
Yeah,
man.
I
People are
mean-
so dumb.
You know,
I know.
it's funny. I mean, this is a little off topic, but the ones that bug me, there was one that came out about like, well, we're '90s kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were talking about like how like the Rugrats were like secretly really about like this dark thing, or like all these like
Oh,
all those
yeah.
Nickelodeon shows. I'm like, guys, can you all stop?
Quit
Like,
smoking the
yeah,
weed.
yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm like, that's
put
not
it
what
down
was,
and go get a job.
But anyway, yeah. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I just thought that was kind of. Didn't mean to jack you, Britt.
No, it's okay.
Who wants to go
Well,
between
you.
y'all two? Well, yeah, I guess I could. I
or
only have one.
Frankie, because he's got a list of like 10,000.
yeah.
I
He
go.
has a longer
I mean,
list.
I'll go. I only have one. So mine was actually pretty recent. Mine's from 2020, actually. So back in, and if y'all want to hear the truth, y'all could just listen to this episode. It's like
If you want to hear the truth.
If you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
hear the,
yeah, yeah.
we're
Well-
that kind of podcast.
well, no, it was actually on our podcast, one of our like most listened ones.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
So episode 26 was, episode 16 was Oktoberfest Fest Part 2, Germany and songs, and we were talking about songs with Germany stuff in it.
Yeah.
So there was a conspiracy theory that came out that the song "Wind of Change" by the Scorpions
Uh-huh.
was actually written by the CIA as Cold War propaganda, and that the band didn't write it, and that the CIA wrote it for the Scorpions to perform to end the Cold War,
I
because
see.
to a lot of fans' eyes, the "Wind of Change" ended the Cold War, which it didn't. But a lot of people say like, oh, that's the song they brought, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
But we talk about it like in depth in that episode.
It's not. It's really. It blows my mind because it's not hard to find the truth.
Yeah, oh,
like,
yeah,
to,
yeah,
like to
definitely.
dig
Yeah.
into it.
Well, here-
but it's like people like that one that I just looked up.
The
It's like
top
you look
one,
at
they're
the
like,
very
that's it?
first thing,
Yeah.
and there it is, evidence
Well, here's-
from
here-
some random old man in his basement.
Well, here's the
it
worst.
must be true.
FranksNews.com.
It must be
Yeah.
true.
Well,
yeah.
here's the worst part about that, and the reason why I found out about it is because there was actually a podcast about that conspiracy theory. So it came out May 11th, 2020, by this guy named Patrick Radden Keefe. He's the host. He's also an author for the New Yorker. He supposedly did. So it's an 8-episode podcast, and he supposedly did research for a whole year, because the rumor was that there was a rumor going on within the CIA by someone in the CIA saying that there's a party in the USA. No, I'm just kidding. that the
It's
party
your
in the
favorite.
CIA.
they
Yeah.
wrote "Wind of Change" to end the Cold War, but his podcast also touches other songs in pop music that have been theorized to
I
be
see.
written by the government to influence certain shifts in pop culture
I see.
or political culture.
That's interesting.
So
They have
yeah,
a heck of a lot of faith in the Scorpions.
yeah. I mean, they're a good band, but I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
they're not like one of those bands that's like it. I guess.
Yeah, like they have such sweeping global influence that they could like change the political climate of
Def
the
Leppard
world.
probably would have been the one, because those guys were like the
And so
80s.
what? I mean, is Rock You Like a Hurricane supposed to be about climate? It's about climate change? Or what?
Rock You Like a Hurricane. Yeah. I found it interesting. So I'm actually going to listen to this guy's podcast, and I know it's all BS because the truth is
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there, yeah. But no, there was even an interview with the vocalist from Scorpions. He was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny that that conversation is going on." But I wrote it because, and like I said,
when the Berlin Wall came down.
Well, yeah, but. Yeah, that happened when they were playing a show I believe in Germany, and they were playing a show with Ozzy Osbourne, and I forgot who else was on that bill. But they were watching this performance, and they saw how like all these people from the area were like pretty much not caring about anything, and they were just enjoying the music.
Yeah,
and so that's what inspired him to write the song. So, but yeah, like I said, episode 16, it's there if you guys want to listen to it. The whole
video
story
for that song is all footage of the Berlin Wall coming down.
Yeah, which is crazy that all that happened after.
Okay. Okay.
You good, Britt?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I can edit this. You need a break? You want to check your eye? Go check your eye. Yeah, go check your eye. I'm like, you're struggling over there. No, you're good. I can edit this.
Something got in there.
No, you're good.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
What do you tell us?
Oh, so what I was going to say was, so I'm going to punch back in because I'm edited a part out. No, so speaking of editing, we were talking about editing a little while ago, and so last episode, I was super proud of last episode. I was like, oh, this is probably one of my favorite episodes. Everyone did a great job. It sounded great on the headphones.
Right.
So I wake up the next morning. I'm like, get my coffee. That's what I do in the morning. Get my coffee.
It was that night because you went to bed mad.
I was at night. You're right, because I do usually start editing in the morning. You're right. You're right.
Mad.
So that's right. Kim's in the bathroom getting ready. She's getting ready for bed, and I'm like, let me just start real quick. So I start the program and I load the episode and it starts playing. And I just like
Fah!
Yeah, I was. So what happened?
What happened?
So the episode sounded like shit, and the reason is that there's a stupid little option when I start. Everything was set up. I literally, let me back it up a little bit. I spent the whole day after work building up to the episode. I cleaned. I was cleaning. I was making sure everything was off. Put away. I was like just everything, doing a little bit extra research. Pretty much from the time I clocked out of work, 3 o'clock, getting ready for the episode at 8, right? Start listening to it. I'm like, no. It sounds like crap. And I was like, no. The option was, there's an option for me to listen for this to pick up the mics from the mixer, right? What happened was that little thing wasn't clicked, and it was recording from the laptop speaker.
No.
Oh, shit.
So we could hear this, but the laptop is hearing this.
It's recording
and I
this.
can't tell. And I was so...
He was pissed.
I was pissed for that whole night and
the whole
day
weekend.
after.
Oh my god.
The weekend
oh my
was
god.
So
man.
the episode was still published and it's still getting downloads, but it was not. I even put a disclaimer on it. It was just not
Audio
recorded.
quality
Yeah,
was
audio
just-
quality. And I felt pissed, but also too I felt like it happens because there's podcasts I listen to where there's an episode where it sounds weird or something sounds like shit, and then the next episode the people on the podcast they're like episode like 300-400, and it happens to them,
It's
and
just-
they're like,
yeah.
hey, I didn't push record on time, or hey,
Yeah.
like this something was wrong with one of the mics, and I'm like, it happens to podcasters. I was just so pissed because that episode I was like super proud of y'all on that episode.
Yeah.
But especially since the year had just started.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right,
that was a
yeah,
great
yeah.
episode. And it just sounds like shit. It's there. It just sounds like shit. But
We
anyways,
should refer to it as the bootleg episode.
I actually labeled it. I actually labeled it the lost episode.
The
But I
John
could do
Peel
that. I could do that. But going back to Scorpions real quick.
Yeah.
So that song, they actually were using it after the Berlin Wall came out, which was kind of weird, like how the time frame landed, because that music video that Britt was talking about was made after the song was released, which was before the Berlin Wall came down. So it was like right at that. It was like right around the same time, I believe.
Yeah.
And they released a special edition, I think, of that single or that album with a piece of the Berlin Wall. And I was trying to get a copy of one of those, but the price is pretty high. Not too expensive, but it's like it's up there now. They came out not too long ago, actually. But yeah, so there are copies of that song that are released with a piece of the Berlin Wall. But anyways,
Y'all won't remember this because you're younger than me, but so the Berlin Wall came down in like 89, right? And like I was 12, so that I was hanging out in malls because that's what we did. And everywhere, every single shop in the mall had pieces of the Berlin Wall for sale. Spencer's, especially, shit like that.
Stop,
I mean,
that's weird.
everything. They were in like little plastic, those little clear plastic collector boxes, and you could buy them everywhere. And I just feel like, was it really, or was it some chunk of concrete?
That's what I was gonna say. So do you think? Because I mean, if,
I don't know.
I didn't know
some
that.
of them were like you could see like spray painted surfaces and stuff. I mean, but who knows? Who knows?
I call
some would
bullshit
come
on
with
that.
like letters of authenticity
That's
and
a
all that kind of stuff.
That's a conspiracy.
Oh yeah, there
I
you
kind
go.
of don't believe that. But
yeah, it was I never bought one because I was just like, it's a chunk of
It's
concrete,
weird.
whatever. But I was 12,
you know what? I'm gonna do some research and see if they ever found out, like, if there's anything about, like, hey, these were actually not real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or not legit.
Of
That's
a
interesting.
similar vein, something I did buy was it was probably around that same. I was like probably 14.
Uh-oh.
And the radio station in Dallas, the alternative music radio station, had a thing where they sold the sheets from the hotel where Depeche Mode stayed.
The
What
sheets.
the hell?
The sheets.
Stop.
So
The
they
sheets.
like they didn't sell like the whole
Yeah, yeah,
sheets.
yeah,
They
yeah.
cut them into tiny little pieces,
Ah.
stapled them to a postcard that said Depeche Mode slept here, and people could buy them for like 90 because the radio station was like 94.5. So for 95 cents, you could buy a piece of sheet.
Jokes on them. They didn't sleep on the bed. They slept on the chairs like we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs on the floor. They're like, yeah, we don't really want to sleep on the bed.
I think I even slept in the bathtub one time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
slept on. So we stayed at a hotel once when we were touring, and
Yes.
there was like a little breakfast booth. Like it was like a curved
Oh, like a
chair
corner
with like a
little booth
yeah
thing.
with a
Okay.
table, and I slept there. Like it was hard to sleep there, but I slept there. I think I slept on a stove once, but it wasn't on. Obviously, it wasn't on. I'm here, but
Yeah.
no, sleeping fun. Okay, who else wants to go? It's between Frank and Britt, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So my next one has a little bit of a Dave Grohl tie to it.
Oh.
But
Uh-oh, here we
Why are
go.
you picking on
Is this a Dave Grohl
but
episode?
okay, it doesn't mention him, but you'll hear the connection.
Haley.
Okay.
Okay.
So this next conspiracy theory is that Rivers Cuomo of Weezer is actually Kurt Cobain.
What?
Yes.
How?
Frank, you got these off the Onion.
So no.
I'm convinced.
So what happened is
Or
that
Reddit.
Yeah,
There's a lot
Reddit.
of stupid stuff on Reddit.
So what happened is that Kurt Cobain apparently faked his suicide, cut his hair, and assumed the persona of
He got
Rivers
glasses.
Cuomo.
He doesn't even
of
look like
Weezer.
him.
No, but see, the thing is that, he changed his identity, and because they're both born around the same time, which I think is weird because Cobain was born in 67 and Cuomo was born in 70, so 2 decades, right?
Yeah.
Two
Well,
totally
I mean, but
different
they're only
decades.
three years apart.
They're only 3
though.
years apart, yeah, but my whole thing is they were born around the same time. It's just more like, well, it just seems odd because one was born 3 years previously in another decade. So that's like the little thing that threw me off a little bit. But no, yeah, so that's the whole thing is that Kurt Cobain is actually Rivers Cuomo in disguise. And to further cement that conspiracy, Weezer in 98 performed as Goat Punishment, a Nirvana set.
Okay.
And then to even further that little crazy conspiracy is that the same year, Weezer also as Goat Punishment performed an Oasis set. So now the whole thing is that Kurt
Best band of
Cobain.
the 90s.
Yeah, so it's like
No.
Kurt Cobain is actually Rivers Cuomo, but he's actually a brother to Noel and Liam Gallagher of Oasis.
Oh yeah, that makes so
I'm
much sense.
confused.
Yeah, that's
I
I mean,
just have a British dad, or I don't.
one they don't look anywhere near,
No.
Just
alike-
so they
being alike.
exist on the planet at the same time, so they
Yeah.
must be related.
but their voices are
No.
totally different. Like it's
Yeah,
funny because
they are
like
different,
I Rivers Cuomo is he's a good singer, but
Yeah.
I can only stomach his vocals for so long. Like
Right,
they
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
get old and boring after a while. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't. No, that's
Said I won't. I won't do it.
Yeah.
No,
I won't
no,
take
no.
it.
debunked.
But yeah,
Myth
yeah,
busted.
that's
Myth busted.
Yeah,
Again.
there's no way that's true.
Can I ask you a question? Where did
Yes.
you find that rumor? Like where? Like how did you get to it?
So it wasn't on the onion. It was on the it was actually on the garlic.com. No, I was just doing just random, rock and roll conspiracy theories.
Okay.
And I just noted down the ones that appealed to me. Because there's a whole bunch of others that I could have written about, but I'm like, no, I want to really keep it
within our wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Same.
Like
Same.
specific to stuff that that we talk about.
Same.
I mean, I could have talked about Tupac still being alive.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there's one about Elvis too, still being alive. Then there was the one that I passed on about what's his name from the Doors.
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison, where like supposedly like he just disappeared somewhere because they don't like supposedly his like cause of death wasn't very like it was very vague, like they didn't really have a same thing with Robert Johnson that I spoke about earlier.
The one I read about Jim Morrison is that his manager actually had him murdered so that he can cash in on his insurance policy. But who knows?
He wouldn't even have to. Right. I mean, the guy was. It was. Like
but that wouldn't have been confirmed because the manager, I think, died shortly after in some plane
Jim
crash
Morrison
or something.
killed him.
Yeah. The spirit of
the
Jim
lizard
Morrison,
people did. The lizard do you all want to try another beer before?
Yeah, sure.
Britt goes?
Sure.
Sugar cookie or watermelon? Or nerds.
What?
Do you like nerds? The candy? So this one just came out.
I can imagine liking the flavor of the beer that's nerd flavored, but I don't know about.
Okay,
like,
this is a
I don't
nerds.
like to eat nerds.
A nerds sour. We also have a sugar cookie, a stout, I believe, from Martin House.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we're not doing a stout until the very end. That's
then we have a
we're not switching back and forth between sours and stouts, Mario.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday episode. What do you want? Watermelon.
Watermelon or nerds?
Watermelon or nerds.
What do you think, Kim?
She wants to sip Bacardi like it's her birthday.
Yeah, we should have gotten that. we should have. 50 cent,
Totally.
50 cent reference.
Which doesn't happen often on this show.
No, it doesn't.
Not from Frank anyway.
Actually, for anybody, I think that's the first.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be more from like
Yeah, it
me.
would be more from you.
Yes, it would.
So, Britt, what's your
Okay,
call?
let's go nerds.
Nerds?
Because I'm curious. I'm also scared.
I just had to throw that in there.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Towel, please.
Nerd alert. Oh, that's awesome.
So this
The can is
is
funny.
so this is actually from the same brewery who did the Macron beer.
Oh, okay.
So this beer just came out. There was a lot of hype on it because it's like, oh my god, nerds! I like nerds. Kim and I like the nerds ropes.
oh,
love
so do the
Nerds
kids.
Row.
Yeah. So this is a cute little can. It has the little nerds. I don't know how they got away with that. Little nerds guys and
I
Willy
know,
Wonka's.
right? And also the font.
the font.
Unless they
same.
like
They made a
twerked it.
Twerked
Tweaked
it.
it a little bit. It's the tequila.
I want to
you
go with
guys.
twerked. They twerked it.
They twerked it.
Nerd. So this is from those, I don't want to imagine those little guys look like they probably could
They
twerk.
could twerk. Hell yeah. They're
yeah,
like,
for sure,
they're
for
bottom
sure.
heavy.
All right, so this is a 903 Brewers Nerd Alert. It's a cherry and sour candy flavored Gose ale. So it's a sour. Again, from Sherman, Texas, 7.5% ABV. And yeah,
They have Willy Wonka's purple hat on
Yeah,
there.
they got Willy Wonka's
Can I
purple
have
hat.
the towel back, please?
Yeah. Oh, roll it around. Please.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to
Cool.
roll it on this.
So we're gonna do a little roll around on it. I think this one has sediment in it, so we're gonna go ahead and try this one. I'm gonna go ahead and write it down. Nerds. Let's see.
I do like
It's
nerds.
a Gose.
Yeah, it's a Gose. It's a sour. It's gonna have a little bit. It's supposed to have a little bit of earthy saltiness to it, but
It's a pretty color.
that was a pretty poor sound on the.
I know, right?
Speaking of that ASMR BS, so our
Thank you.
damn, what's the name of our hosting site, Buzzsprout?
Oh,
They just released an option for. Oh my god, Britt did not like that smell. An option for
something medicine or.
it's probably the cherry.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're good. No. For paid content. So I was like, we're gonna start adding paid content for our ASMR sections.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so
that's
it's
our
$5 to proceed into the episode. It's funny because we made a joke about it, and then our
Yeah.
host site just release a thing where like,
Recommend
oh,
it,
now
yeah.
you can pay for these certain episodes for special content. So ASMR.
I might have to make something.
Anyways, so
Get some money.
cherry and sour candy. So I think probably the medicinalness is cherry. Kim,
Always.
I think Kim and I just
Let me
found
tell
that
y'all.
cherry is not good in beer. I don't like it.
After you taste it, I'm gonna tell you exactly what it tastes like.
Okay.
Exactly what
All
it
right,
tastes
let's
like.
give it a taste.
And I don't even want to taste it. But if you don't think of what it tastes like, I will tell you.
It is cough syrup all day. It is absolutely
It
cough syrup.
is grape children's Tylenol.
Ew.
Yeah, actually,
To
now
the
I taste
T.
it in the back end.
This one
yeah.
is like
To
Robitussin or
the
some
T.
shit.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
No,
I
you're
like
right. It has that chalkiness from the grape.
The purple.
Because it's a gose, and the
It
gose
is.
has that earthiness to
Uh-huh.
it.
I remember as a child, for some reason, grape was always the freaking Tylenol flavor that we had, and it was just like, ugh. And as soon as I tasted this, I was like, no, but it's grape Tylenol.
What did I rate this?
This was terrible.
Grape Tylenol in a can.
Britt, what do you rate it?
Nothing.
0? Okay, no,
Yeah,
it's fine.
dude. There's no way in
Fuck.
hell I would ever drink
Kim, you have not rated this. What do you rate it?
I'll give it a 1.
Give it. It's funny because I gave it a 2. So I mean, it's
It's-
weird because like it sounds so. I think the problem with it was that they went with cherry. They
Yes.
should have done something like
Like lime or lemon or
yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
that. Even
Yeah.
orange.
or not gone with it
or
mix
even
them all
like
together.
for real grape. Like
Yeah.
maybe they
Try-
did.
a
Maybe
tad-
it's a Franken nerd.
It's cherry. It just says cherry and sour candy.
never
So
mind.
I guess they added some extra stuff in there, but it's mainly cherry. I think they should have subtracted cherry and just
it is
went with.
so medicinal. It's
It's
just
so-
total. I'm like, ugh.
Well,
It
they
really
can't all-
translates
barf,
as grape though.
Can't all
It's
be
weird.
winners.
No, this is
For
true.
damn sure.
So we have just to let you know we still have the watermelon, we have the sugar cookie, and we also have a pomegranate sour
Okay.
that we haven't tried yet. So
Okay.
those are the 3 options left. And who's
It's
continuing?
hard having a birthday, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
Around here. I think it's Frankie's turn.
Oh,
Maybe?
I still don't. I still won't. I remember when
What?
Kim's birthday. I think we had one beer. and she
Oh,
was
that stout, that like
the stout.
super thick
Yeah, the
birthday
chocolate
cake,
birthday.
chocolate
Yeah,
stout. Ugh.
but
That
anyways, Frank, what you got? What's next?
So my next one is not related to Dave Grohl,
Okay.
Good.
Okay,
Okay, good
There
start.
we go.
Progress.
but maybe because of his instruments.
Okay.
So my next theory is that Will Ferrell replaced Chad Smith of Red Hot Chili Peppers, and this
Yes,
is because
that's
of
actually a pretty funny
their
one.
very close resemblance.
Yeah.
And Chad secretly retired from the band and asked Will Ferrell to step in. Which
Wait. That's
No,
a theory.
that's the theory.
Oh,
that-
okay,
that-
okay,
that-
okay,
that's
okay.
the theory. It didn't actually happen.
Okay.
But if it did happen, then that's like the greatest prank of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Because of their resemblance.
Yeah.
And if y'all remember, the two famously had a drum off in 2014 on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
yes, you're right.
You just merged
Why?
2 people.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Was it that video that we saw of that, or was it a different video of him getting compared to Will Ferrell? And he kind of looked like he was over it.
Yeah,
he kind of
so-
just looked like, okay, guys, I get
think,
it.
I think
Yeah.
it was part of that episode, and it was kind of like he was tired of being like,
Like just a look on his face, his demeanor. He just
Yeah.
kind of felt like, okay.
But I don't know if it was also him bad
Yeah.
acting.
Maybe.
Because it seemed like he was trying to, it kind of seemed like he was trying to act, but he was being bad at it. So it looked like he was legit pissed.
Yeah.
Or he could have been legit
Or he
pissed. I don't
could
know.
have been pissed. I
I
don't
don't know. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he kind of looked like, okay, guys.
how could you be mad at
It
Will
was
Ferrell?
funny the
though?
first time. but
Yeah, I think, yeah.
the fucking 100th time.
Yeah.
And apparently, Chad Smith, while playing a show, not a Chili Peppers show, but like one of like those little benefit like All Stars like super group shows that they get together and they play like little benefit concerts
Yeah.
at little music halls and whatnot.
Yeah.
Somebody in the audience kept shouting Will Ferrell
You bastard.
to Chad Smith, and apparently got so upset and he just walked off stage.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think I heard
that's silly.
of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think the thing is you're gonna have to come to expect it because you look just like the dude, right?
Yeah, didn't they do like a drum off thing?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about- okay.
Yeah, they did a drum off.
Yeah, it's
and-
like they're clearly two different people.
Yeah, yeah.
They
which is funny,
existed-
you know, because I saw the drum off, and of course, you know, Chad's doing his thing, and Will Ferrell's not even really drumming.
Yeah, he's air drumming, and Questlove is
Yeah.
from the Roots is
I
playing
see,
drums.
see,
So,
okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's just like miming the drums.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
makes a joke to Chad Smith, and he was like, "Who do you drum for? The lukewarm chili peppers?"
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean that's a. I mean, I don't know if that's a bullshit like theory, but
Yeah.
it's just that's
yeah.
funny. That
It's it is a funny
Yeah,
one just
yeah.
because of the resemblance,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know, unless you're like a really observant Chili Peppers fan, you'll know who's who.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 for
yeah.
sure.
But if
They're
you're just
not
if you're just like a
that
casual
close.
fan, if you were to put the two side by side, you know, you probably wouldn't even know.
You know what? Some people like rock fans should fuck with Will Ferrell and be like Chad Smith because I feel like
Right?
Chad Smith gets more
More of it.
gets more shit about it than Will
Because
Ferrell does.
More
Yeah,
people
yeah.
know who Will
Will
Ferrell
Ferrell
is
is, yeah, yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah,
than
yeah,
Chad
yeah.
Smith.
You know what?
Yeah.
Next, if we
If I ever
see
run
Chad
into
Smith,
Will Ferrell, I'm gonna be like, Chad Smith.
oh yeah, Will Ferrell, yeah. If we ever, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we got to do that.
I
if
love
we ever,
your drums
if
on that
we
one
ever,
song.
yeah.
He'll probably go along with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
Just because he seems like a cool
Probably
guy.
would.
Is
Who
my guess.
who wants to go next?
Anybody have anything else on their list?
I do.
Okay, what you got, Britt?
The one that
I'm
I
asking, but
mentioned-
it's just y'all two.
Oh no way, really?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
have anything else.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, the one that I mentioned to y'all last time, where people claim that Jack Skellington in The Nightmare Before Christmas
Oh, yeah.
depicts Billy Corgan,
That's stupid.
and I found this like very, very lengthy, very in-depth analysis of Nightmare Before Christmas, where the guy is trying to say that this is like that. It says. The Nightmare Before Christmas directly parallels the experiences of the lead singer of the band, the Smashing Pumpkins, during the recording of their double album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
He visited
it's like,
Christmas Town?
I mean, it's like this person like sat there and they must have watched frame by frame and made this claim that like that's him, and it says there's a bullet that flies between the wings of the kid, and that's all about Bullet with butterfly wings, and then and then there's like this other thing, and there's a rat in a cage, and it's about the and it's like, bro. But of course, what this person failed to do in this very lengthy thing is like, hey, let's like check the time clock on some of these things. Nightmare Before Christmas came out in '93. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness came out in '95. Billy Corgan didn't start shaving his head till '95, and people are like, "Oh yeah, Jack Skellington is Billy Corgan because he's tall and skinny and pale and he has a shaved head, but he didn't do that." And then the dog's name is Zero, and the Smashing Pumpkin Zero, and it's like none of that shit existed.
It's actually kind of convincing if you didn't know the time.
And yeah, if you didn't know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time, and also if you didn't actually like check the deets on it, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's cool. It's an interesting theory.
Yeah, it
but-
is.
Or that Tim Burton predicted what Billy Corgan was going to look like 2 years
in advance.
In
Yeah.
advance,
And what he was going to write songs about on an unreleased album that you know Tim Burton had never heard.
I bet you can play Melancholy along Nightmare Before
Watch-
Christmas on mute. Yeah, kind of like
And it lines
can.
up with all kinds
kind
of
of
stuff.
like a Dark Side of the Moon and
Yes, exactly.
Wizard of
The
Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
But I think this person just wanted to like drop some big words and like make it sound really because not only do Jack and Billy feel ennui, they look similar.
Okay. Yeah. No. They. That's kind of rude, actually.
It's like I know.
That. Well. So I just.
Oh wait, they also say that Lock, Stock, and Barrel look just like the other bandmates of the Smashing Pumpkins.
I gotta see that. Do they? Did you see
No,
that?
of course they don't.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I can't
Claymation.
picture them.
They don't look like them. And
No,
that Sally looks just like Billy Corgan's wife and all this stuff. Was he married in '93?
He was dating Courtney Love.
Oh yeah, it looks like
so she
that.
does-
Looks like
Sally does
Sally.
not
Yeah.
So it's like you can't like retroactively go back and assume that you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
I'm not Danny Elfman, but Tim
Burton.
Burton
Tim
was
Burton,
able
yeah.
to predict every move of Billy Corgan, and he just like wrote that. I mean, I don't know. It's just extra dumb.
That's
But-
kind of similar to the one that I mentioned last episode that correlates to this episode is that Blur's song number 2 was written in response to Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit"
Oh,
because
yeah.
of popularity, but the year, it was like 6 years difference.
Yes.
So yeah,
you gotta
that's
check
another
the
one
time
too.
clock on these
Yeah,
things,
that's
man.
another
Like,
one too. Yeah.
Yeah, and you threw in Danny Elfman accidentally in there by
Yes.
accident. And just like a little small thing I read is that Danny Elfman is the dad of Carrot Top, the comedian.
Danny Elfman looks like Carrot Top
Which makes
these
no
days.
sense because they're both 10 years apart. So
Danny Elfman was a very young father,
at 10 years old.
but Danny Elfman is looking very Carrot Top like
I
these
haven't
days.
seen him recently.
Oh Lord, I'll pull up a picture for you.
If you want to
and very
sleep, don't look at the picture.
I know.
No, but he's a musical genius.
I don't sleep anyways.
Yeah, and
Oh,
sometimes
Lord.
musical
Oh,
geniuses are allowed to
Danny.
look like they're madmen.
Let's see. I
I
want to
think.
see this picture.
Oh.
Wait, who looks worse, him or Carrot Top?
Danny
Carrot,
Elfman's
Carrot
looking
Top looked
pretty
kind of creepy.
fucking awful. I'm sorry, I cursed. He looks pretty awful. Like, what happened?
Oh man, it's just that he got so much red on him. That's crazy.
Not only that, but I mean, he got super ripped and started getting tattoos late in life. So I think it's like a little bit of a midlife or third quarter life crisis or something.
I kind of feel more scared by Carrot Top. Carrot Top's like
looks-
he and then
Oh,
his
yeah, yeah,
freckles.
yeah.
Like he's. I mean, Carrot Top seems like a cool dude.
And
I'm
his
just saying.
face.
Yeah, it's like not every redhead is like.
He looks
each
like the
other's-
Joker. He looks like the Joker.
he should have played the
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
His Carrot Top's face just looks freaky.
Well, it's because he got freckles. Like
he's
tons
had
and tons of freckles.
So like it's like he's had weird like work done. Or
You're right.
Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah. He
It looks
probably
like
did.
Chucky. Like if Chucky was like live action or something. This is live action Chucky.
No, you're right.
They should get. They should
No,
get him.
right?
a
Yes,
yeah.
He
he's
looks like
horrifying.
Vince Neil.
He's also all working.
Right?
He's
He
all.
does,
He's
yeah.
also about getting all buff.
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like Wendy's.
Yeah, he looks like he works at Wendy's.
I mean, it's cool. You know,
Bro,
Wendy's
like, don't
evil
you wear any
brother.
underpants? Like, put on some clothes, man.
Not when he works out.
Not when he works
I
out.
don't know.
Sorry, it's just like, just
Okay, yeah. Let's keep the.
Okay,
the
I've
episode
got to
going.
like get rid of this
Who's-
on my
who's-
phone now.
who's-
Delete search history.
It's gonna be coming up.
Who's next? It's
randomly.
gonna be sponsored. Would you like to buy this Carrot Top
Merch.
full size pillow?
beer towel.
Beer towel, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're not invented yet.
Oh.
That's another conspiracy. Beer towels weren't invented until this. But anyways,
So my next one is actually related to Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan is Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance's
oh
dad.
yeah, you mentioned
Dad.
you mentioned this last episode,
Which is another crazy one because that meant that Billy Corgan would have been like 9-10 years old
their face shading
when he became a dad.
looks similar. Yeah, like they got those like. The
Sunken
dark
in.
spots under,
Yeah.
the sunken in eyes. And
Yeah.
but
And
I
then-
think Gerard weighs more makeup than.
And they have a resemblance, I mean, when
Yeah,
you,
yeah, they
when you
do,
put
yeah.
the two together, you would think,
yeah, they
maybe
do, yeah.
he looks like he could be,
That's a Maury thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You are
You are
not
not
the
the
father.
father.
But Gerard Way looks like he could be Billy Corgan's younger brother.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but to
yeah.
say that it's his son,
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's like math is not that hard,
Yeah, but
right?
some
Like, I
people
mean, we're not
aren't good
asking you
at
to
math.
do like
Some people aren't good at
quadratic equations or some calculus or some shit. Just fucking subtract some numbers and figure
Yeah.
out how many
Look,
years
look.
are between them. This is
From my
not
experience
deep.
that I've been on Reddit, I can tell you right now, people do
world's
not
full
know
of
how to
dummies.
read.
Yep.
People do not know how to do maths.
Yep.
And people do not know how to common sense. So
Don't know how to
They don't know how to do that.
yeah. So yeah, I believe
yeah,
it.
yeah. And another one
Yikes.
too is that Billy Corgan actually is Gerard Way.
No,
But
sure.
their voices don't even. That's the.
No.
Are you deaf
But like,
too?
the whole theory about that is that he missed having his long hair because he can't grow hair anymore because he's balding. So he wears a wig and he started a whole new band to, portray this whole persona. So this is where My Chemical Romance comes in, and Gerard Way is actually Billy Corgan.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's weird. My issue with a lot of these is not even the maths or the looks. It's the voice.
The voice, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the voices don't even.
I know,
line
right?
up.
Come
Yeah.
on. I don't know. People are crazy.
They're different, yeah.
All right, who's next?
I just have that one that Frankie and I talked about. Maybe it's on your list too about Marilyn
know.
Manson.
No.
Is it the ribs one?
Yeah.
Okay.
the ribs one?
There's a
just
couple
a-
actually
that's just a
before
crazy one,
before
yeah.
you get to that one. So there was a myth that he was trying to do a show on Halloween one year where like everyone was supposed to commit suicide.
Oh, good
And
Lord.
like this was like going around like everyone thought like for real like everyone's gonna kill themselves at this Marilyn Manson show.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Of course,
Why?
never happened.
It's a lame show.
This was like before. This was like probably pre 2000, Probably.
Oh,
but
wow.
Of course, it didn't happen. But Britt, what you got about Marilyn Manson?
Oh, just that, he had his bottom ribs removed so he could perform fellatio on himself.
I mean, honestly, that's not a far stretch.
I know. It
No,
seems
it's
like
not.
in
It's not.
character.
Yeah, it does seem like in character, but it didn't happen. It was just the art, because people based it off the artwork, right, for the album.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And he said, no, that didn't happen. Apparently in his autobiography, he made some comment about like, well, if I had ever done that, then I would have spent my time sucking my own dick instead of chasing after Winnie Cooper,
Oh.
like,
that
playing
ties
off of the
that
Wonder
ties
Years
into the other
rumor
one.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, that didn't happen. And I saw articles where they like actually outline like how that surgery would go and how entailed it is, because your lower ribs, I mean, of course, your ribs are attached to your spine. Like it would be this massive
They're
ordeal.
also connected.
Yeah,
So, like-
it would be
Yeah.
just, oh my God. who
There
would
wouldn't be
do
a
that?
doctor.
I mean,
I
people
don't
do
think they're-
get ribs removed. To
Yeah.
like women like to make their waists look smaller and stuff, like weird.
Really?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's dangerous because they protect your internal organs.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
duh,
they're
yeah.
there for a reason. Yes.
Yeah, you ever
Yeah.
get in a fight with that person, you know where to punch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, punch the
right.
stomach because it's not
Punch them in the
protected.
spleen.
That's right. There you
Yeah,
go.
the spleen, the
Bam.
jejunum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my last one. So.
I mean, no, that is a
Thought I-
noteworthy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
these things are so silly. They just,
Yeah.
who knows how they're even born, right?
On the
Just-
internet, easy. I could probably start one tomorrow.
Oh, do
Oh,
it. Let's
my
see how
goodness.
far
Let's
it
see.
goes.
I don't know. I'll think.
Is it gonna
I'll start one
tell
on
Hey,
Reddit.
you know what? Let's just
No.
pick two musicians who happen to be white, or like they
Nah.
both happen to be dudes.
I want to go
and
further
call them
than
brothers.
That. No,
right?
I'm gonna go
Like,
further than that.
Their
well,
last names start with the same letter. They must be related.
there was one I saw about some '80s guy, probably you and Frank know, that like there was a theory that he was a vampire.
Who?
See,
I'm so
I'll let
curious.
Frank go and then I'll pull it up.
Okay.
So my next one is a little bit of a funny one.
From the
Good.
Onion.
From the Onion. No, but the comedian Gilbert Gottfried is
God.
Tortilla Man of Slipknot.
Oh, there was a lot of that was a weird one because like
Mhm.
people didn't know his.
His identity for a
Yeah.
while. And so Gilbert Gottfried in 2019 on a cameo video revealed himself apparently to be the newest member of Slipknot. But of course that's been debunked now, and the so-called Tortilla Man, which is like, the name that they call this Slipknot member whose mask apparently looks like a burnt tortilla, is actually Michael Pfaff of Sean Crahan's side band Dirty Little
Mhm.
Rabbits. So no, it's not Gilbert Gottfried, which would have been weird.
Did he pass away?
Yeah, he passed
He did,
away
right?
some
Yeah.
some years ago. But he's got a very distinct voice. If you don't
Yeah,
know
he was
Gilbert-
Iago.
If you don't know Gilbert Gottfried, just look him up on YouTube and
Iago, Aladdin,
yeah.
booms right there.
Or also too, like he was the Aflac duck too.
Oh yeah, he was that for a while. And
Yeah,
then they
for a
just
while, yeah.
Oh, got awkward right
I
there.
know. it was
Oh,
like-
sorry. I was
Awkward
like,
silence.
No, I thought Frank was gonna keep going. And
Okay,
he
yeah,
stopped.
I can keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
My next one
Trying to find the vampire.
is that the Blue Man Group are actually mute aliens from planet Bizarro World, and their mission is to turn everything in our galaxy blue. And proof of that is the sky, the Caribbean Ocean, and the planet Neptune.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, they those dudes are kind of creepy. Like looking when you look at them, they do. I could, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I believe they're aliens.
their mission is to turn everything in our galaxy the color blue.
okay.
Yeah, okay, and they've been around since what, the 90s?
And they've made no
And
progress.
They've made no progress.
They've
They're
made
just,
no progress,
they're
no.
They're
just-
just chilling.
Uh,
They're just
and-
in Vegas doing their residency.
I
Like,
know, right? It's like, wow, they're so
Yeah.
busy with their
Right?
show. How could they
they just got comfortable. They're like,
And some
You
of the
we give up.
just take our money and
Yeah.
and some of the
hit
some
some
of the
buffets?
and some of the public and political figures apparently tied to the Blue Man Group are George W. Bush, Michael Jackson, and Bert from Bert and Ernie.
He's a puppet.
I
He
know,
doesn't
right?
have the same head shape.
Muppet, I'm sorry.
Why
Muppet
not
puppet.
Billy Corgan? He's bald. I mean,
That's
But see,
Ernie?
but that's my theory.
wait, who's the round-headed one?
Ernie.
Ernie, right?
Bert's
Ernie,
the one
yeah,
with the long hair.
yeah.
He doesn't have the same
yeah,
head
he's
shape.
Oh,
the
shit,
the
oops.
banana
He's
looking
like a
one.
pineapple. A banana pineapple.
looking one.
But my own personal theory about the Blue Man Group is that any musician who is bald has been involved with the
Yeah, I
Blue
can
Man
see
Group.
that. Yeah. David Draymond.
Yeah, David Draymond.
David Draymond.
Hey, that
David
Ian
Draymond.
guy.
Scott Ian.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Scott Ian. Nah, he would never get rid of his.
The goatee
No.
would.
Yeah, he would never
mess
get rid
it
of
up.
that.
Or even Phil with Pantera.
Oh yeah, he's a
Phil,
blue man.
Yeah, oh yeah,
He's a blue man.
Totally blue man.
I found your vampire.
Okay.
Depeche Mode's Dave Gahan.
Oh,
is a
Dave
vampire.
Gahan's a vampire?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Oh,
and
yes.
In the throes of the heroin addiction on the devotional tour in 1993, Gahan told British journalist Andrew Perry that he was going to curse him before proceeding to bite him on the neck, but not with any sort of deadly intent.
Of course
more
not.
like a playful bite. People do weird things all the time. This was one of them. So yeah, he threatened to
So
do that.
born
to-
out of that then came
Yeah, people
Actually,
said
I-
he
massive
was a
rumor.
vampire.
I remember reading something
Thanks to
about that.
Loudwire. Sorry.
I remember,
That's-
yeah, I remember reading something about that and how Dave Gahan apparently toured with a coffin to so he can sleep in and get into character for the shows every night.
Bless you.
So,
So he is a
Bless you,
vampire.
bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, if he is, he's not aging well.
Burn.
Oh,
Man, that's dirty.
Dave, he doesn't mean it.
That one. Damn, but no, that's a good one.
Yeah, and my last one
Okay.
Uh-oh.
is this one just seems very dumb, but I wrote
Yeah.
it down anyway. Michael Sweet from Stryper, the vocalist of Stryper, and Ted Cruz are the same person.
Ew.
I don't know what they look like. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I know what Ted Cruz looks like, but
Unfortunately, we know what he looks like.
I mean,
I know, right?
if you do a side by side, they have like not a very super close resemblance. I mean, there's like little things about them, but yeah, according to music and political theorists, when Michael Sweet is not doing anything with Stryper, he puts on a fat suit and becomes Ted Cruz,
and he goes to Cancun.
and he goes to Cancun.
you're listening to too much. What's that guy's name?
That Alex Jones.
Alex
Alex
Jones.
Jones.
Infowars.
You're listening to too much Infowars. Yeah.
No, if you want if you want to seek a different kind of truth, go listen to Infowars.
Go to.
No.
Don't.
Don't.
Do not. We're not.
We're not promoting
No.
Infowars.
That's Michael Sweet.
Oh
He
no
doesn't
way!
look like
He
Ted
does not
Cruz
look
in
like
any
him.
Does
way.
not look like Ted Cruz.
He looks like
They
he
both
looks.
have brown hair.
He looks like he's trying
Yeah.
to be the Undertaker or something.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's ridiculous. People are so crazy.
That's
it's like
stupid.
that's all it
Yeah.
takes is like they have red hair, they have brown hair. They
We
must
should
be the same guy.
We should
They're
have named
both
this
bald.
episode "Stupid Conspiracy Theories."
Yes.
Yeah, but the whole other thing is that Stryper being a Christian metal band and Ted
Wait.
Cruz,
What? They're a Christian.
I didn't know
band? No,
that.
they're not.
Yeah, they're
That's
Christian
gotta
metal.
be.
Are you sure?
That's got to be
No.
a myth.
That's
looking
gotta
it
be
up.
nuts. Like
No.
Creed.
No, they're
Creed is-
Christian
or the
metal.
12 Stones
Are you
was
sure?
a Christian
I mean,
band,
they-
but
Yeah, but they're
They
not.
have an
Lamb
album.
of God.
They have,
That was on Brit. That was on Brit. Brit spread a rumor that Lamb of
forgot.
God was a Christian band.
What the hell? Their name is a direct reference to Jesus. It's like, what the hell? Those of us raised in the church are like, what?
confused.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
very
Britt went to a concert
my
all
God.
ready to just
Praise
worship,
him.
and she's like, "Holy shit!" Then the pit opened up.
Like, I'm confused.
She made
Yeah.
it though.
No, it says Stryper is an American Christian metal band
What?
from Orange County, California.
yeah, they
What?
have an album called "To Hell with the Devil."
Yeah, but what?
Not Shout at the Devil.
I learned something
shout out
today.
the
I
devil.
didn't
It
know
says
that.
they're also known as Rock's Regime.
What does that mean?
That they had another band name?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something like,
Featuring another politician or
"That's crazy." I had no idea. I didn't know
Ronald
that.
Reagan.
yeah, Ronald Reagan.
I never knew that.
But yeah,
Ron
so-
Regime.
So Ted Cruz is Michael Sweet of Stryper,
Yeah, it's
and also because of the Christian metal thing, and Ted Cruz being a Christian himself, people just, like we've been talking about this whole episode, people like to put two and two together, even though it
But they're not
doesn't-
really
yeah,
putting 2 and 2 together. They're putting like 2 and 5 together or something.
something
Like
like,
they're
that.
coming, like they're like,
In-
oh yeah,
in
2 plus
their-
5 is 4.
In their head, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, To
you
Hell
know?
with the Devil apparently went platinum.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
have no
that.
idea. It said in the mid
What-
80s.
what
and
other
that they were
songs-
overtly Christian. Like,
What other songs are they known for?
I actually don't even know what they're known for.
Britt, can you look
Never
that
heard
up?
of this
To
band in
Hell
my
with
life.
the Devil. I've definitely heard of the band, but I don't know.
Yeah, no,
anything
I've heard of the
about
band too.
them.
Actually,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
look up songs.
I've not.
Let me see.
Well, there's a whole lot of stuff about. Oh wait, discography. I don't know. That will just have the albums.
Oh,
but
it's
my
just-
God, they have a lot of albums.
Let me see.
They're apparently put out their last album in 2022.
Oh.
So they're still active.
Striper songs. What the hell? They have an album called "In God We Trust" in '88. Is this the same Striper?
So
Yeah,
they're
with
not.
the Y.
They're not
Yeah,
shy.
with the Y. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not shy about.
Well,
their
I mean,
beliefs.
it would have been Stripper.
No,
otherwise, but-
the songs I'm singing are honestly calling on you, always there for you. I believe in you.
Oh,
Gosh,
yeah.
it's like,
Top 10 Striper songs according to ClassicRockHistory.com. Jesus is Just Alright. Oh, I've heard that song.
well, that's not theirs originally. That's
He's
a
just-
cover.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is
He's
cover.
just all right.
Sorry.
No, that's a cover.
Heaven and Hell. Oh, that's a cover by Black Sabbath. What?
Yeah.
Do these guys just do covers? Peace of Mind.
They're gonna cover Black Sabbath, but they're Christian.
Reborn.
I don't
The
know.
original Jesus is Just Alright. Is
Lady?
the Doobie Brothers.
Lady, right? Yeah, okay, Lady.
But is that them, or did they cover that too?
Hold on, let me check.
That's a Styx song, isn't that Styx?
Oh, yeah, I thought that was Styx.
From
Ended
the
up being
moment I
ended up being the
saw
final
you.
record of their first. No, it's probably a different song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Just
not.
was different
That's
song,
the song
same
that I.
name.
That,
yeah.
I
that's a
believe
Styx
in
song.
you. Yeah, you're right. Honestly,
Yeah.
soldiers under command, from wrong to right. What? I don't know what's going on anymore.
I know,
I
right?
got to listen to Striper now just to kind of gauge where the hell, where the heaven.
We're the heaven
No,
we
where
are.
the hell.
We're in the Lamb of
Where
God.
the- All right. So, is that the end of your list?
Which is funny that you thought that Lamb of God was a Christian metal band, because prior to Lamb of God, they were known as Burn the Priest.
Yeah, they were. No,
See,
it was
they should have stuck with that name. Everything would be much more clear.
Funny thing.
I know, but the whole thing with that was that apparently they weren't going to sell any records with that name.
Well, it's funny because the album artwork even featured a priest burning, and
Oh,
so
geez. Yeah,
Kim,
that's pretty
Yeah.
extreme.
so Kim and I went to CD Exchange one day 2 years ago, I think, and we found a Burn the Priest CD. I bought it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was actually a reissue,
A
though. It wasn't one of the
reissue,
original ones. I
right.
wish it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Because the original artwork had a priest burning on it. The reissue didn't. But yeah, we have a Burn the Priest album.
Hey.
Nice.
Should have got one for Britt for birthday.
That is an
Should have got her
extreme
that
name, but
Chumbawamba single.
Yeah. I should've.
it is hard to understand. Like, why did they go from Burning Priest to Lamb of God? Like, they could have used all kinds of.
I do remember back in the LimeWire, days. I don't know if y'all remember
Yeah.
LimeWire from
Yeah.
other LimeWire. So for those who don't know, LimeWire was like a P2P, peer-to-peer file sharing.
Oh, like
Basically
that other
music
one.
site.
What was that other one?
Napster. Thank you.
Napster, yeah.
Lars.
And I remember
Shout out.
downloading a supposed Lamb of God song featuring Slayer, featuring Megadeth,
Yeah,
Oh my
featuring
I
gosh.
remember.
Metallica.
I remember
Dang.
those. I remember
Yeah,
those.
and it's
and then
just
you download it at some dude's
Yeah,
band in
it's
his
just some
garage or
guy,
some
yeah.
shit.
yeah, pretty much. But you know, there was a whole lot of that going on back in LimeWire.
That's what y'all get. You have screwy pirates.
But it's funny because you know I downloaded so many songs that I thought were
Yeah,
B-sides or whatever.
So one example too. So there was
Yeah.
one, and it was actually a myth. So it fits with this episode where some guy recorded a rock cover of a song from the video game Legend of Zelda. It was a song about the characters in the video game, and the guy sounded just like Serj Tankian from System of a Down.
Huh.
And for the longest time, everybody was saying Serj did a cover of this song for the Legend of Zelda game. Serj did this, and I even believed it because you hear the guy and it sounds like Serj
Wow,
Tankian, but it
okay.
wasn't. It was just some random guy who did this song, and because of the
Yeah.
the file sharing peer to peer thing, everyone legit thought that it was like
Yeah.
a System of a Down Serj B side that it wasn't released officially, and yeah,
It was
took me
harder
a
to
long
fact check. I think.
yeah.
at that
Oh,
point.
yeah. At that point, yeah. It took me a long time to figure out it wasn't Serj. I was
Aw.
like, that's not Serj. And I even had it on a burnt CD that somebody burnt me
Aw.
because I thought it was Serj and it wasn't. Y'all want to try one more beer before we finish?
Sure.
Sure,
Watermelon, sugar cookie, or pomegranate?
Watermelon. Yeah, I'm
I
scared
do,
of the stuff.
yeah, I do want to go back to the LimeWire thing because I did discover one gem from a band that apparently people have a really hard time finding anything about.
Is it
I
Fart
think
Barf?
you told us about
No, not
this.
Fart Barf. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in one of the episodes. It's a band called Ash, A-S-H-E, and they have a song called Cry For You, which is a very cool, melancholic, vampire goth rock sounding song. And for the longest time, it was, you know, the file on LimeWire said Marilyn Manson featuring Korn featuring Chester Bennington.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's my little LimeWire thing.
All right.
Wow.
So next, last beer we're gonna have for the episode for Britt's birthday.
Yeah.
It's Watermelon Life. So this is from Four Corners Brewing Co. from Dallas, Texas. 5% ABV. It is called Sandia Fresca Watermelon Ale. So it's a watermelon ale. So again, we pretty much stuck with Texas. So was that ranch water from here in Texas?
Yes, I believe so. Maybe not. Maybe Mexico. I don't know.
Let me see. Close enough. Let me see where it's from. Oh yeah, it is from Mexico. Huh. Jalisco, Mexico. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So watermelon, the last final beer for the episode. And y'all drop a comment for Britt and just tell her happy birthday.
Yes. Yay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The age of Aquarius.
Yes. Oh yeah, mine's gonna be next week.
Oh my gosh. It's
All
so
right.
exciting.
So.
Zildji's is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Zildjian, our dog. Our puppy. I've seen him on Instagram. Probably, I think we posted a few pictures of him online, on our Instagram page. Yeah, his birthday's tomorrow. He's gonna be one.
Border Collie not sponsored Instagram.
All right, so watermelon. I can't smell anything.
Ugh.
It doesn't smell
Did you say
watermelon-y.
ill?
It's not great.
Uh-oh.
Well, this has been in the fridge for.
Doesn't even taste like watermelon.
I honestly don't
It
remember.
doesn't smell like watermelon.
I don't
Yeah, it doesn't
remember
smell
how
like
long I've had this.
Look at the bottom. Is there nothing on the bottom?
Best.
Nope, it
Buy-
doesn't taste like
It's
watermelon.
a year
so-
old.
Hold on.
Mario.
So we can
Yo.
disregard this one. It says Best by October 12th, 2022.
Oh, it's not that.
It's not, but I
Expired,
mean,
but
that's
I'm not
October,
scared.
November, December, January. I'm not scared either. It's only 3 months. Oh, it's only 3 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Doesn't taste like nothing.
It doesn't taste like
tamarindo.
watermelon though.
It has
tastes
like
like
a
It tastes like an
Tamarindo.
IPA or
Has a-
something.
tint. Yeah, it does. It
Just
has
'cause
a
that
tinge
bitter.
of actually. It has a hint of a watermelon
Thumbs
taste.
down. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, we
No.
expected.
I mean, I've had it from the jar. I've had it from a glass.
The watermelon's not strong. That's what it is.
I don't like it.
false
I give it-
advertising.
I actually give it like a 3.9. I was
Okay.
gonna give it
That's
a 4.
generous.
3.9.
That would have been
It's
too
there.
generous.
What do you give it?
I'm gonna say like 2.3.
2.
What?
Yeah,
It's not great.
it's not good,
it's
and it's
there.
false advertising.
No, it's
it's
not.
there, but it's like super subtle, and it's. I feel like it should be
That's
more
all right.
noticeable.
Well,
yeah, if it's gonna be called Sandia Fresca,
Yes,
like
yes, it should taste like
Sandia
sandia.
water.
that's weird. The aftertaste to me, it tastes like fresh watermelon
nope.
to me.
Okay,
But-
I mean, I can detect a hint.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
That's
got you.
about
I got you. Y'all want watermelon. Y'all
Yeah,
are
yeah,
y'all are
this
all
is a
about that
watermelon life
watermelon
over here.
I
Yes.
know. All right. Well, you
And
know what?
cucumber.
I'm gonna bump it up to a 4. Actually.
What?
Dang.
Mario?
I'm gonna bump it up.
My
Mario,
goodness.
you are a stamp
All
tramp.
right. What does that mean?
That means that you give your stamp of approval to anything.
Oh, wow. She called me a slut. Okay. Well, that's how we're gonna end this episode.
Hey, don't say
So
that. I'm gonna get all kinds of shit.
happy birthday again to Britt.
Yay! Thank you.
Birthday.
So I don't know what next topic's gonna be. I know we have one in the works that Britt had mentioned, and so we're working on that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know what. Are we good for next?
I
week?
don't know. We'll see because we might be busy. Maybe question mark.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll see what's
We'll
up.
see.
Okay.
We'll see what's up. If not, then if not, we'll see y'all the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Cheers.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.